Assalamualaikum, greetings and peace be upon you. Welcome to another episode of BapaHebat podcast series brought to you by BapaHebat SG. This program is sponsored by Community Leaders Forum and supported by Yayasan Mendaki. Our theme for this podcast is Ayahku, or my father, where our guest would be sharing stories, anecdotes, and values that they have learned from their father during their growing up years and up till the present day. We hope that our listeners will be able to take a leaf or two from these stories and the journeys that each father had endured through the trials and the tribulations and the sacrifices that they have made. Today, we are happy to have our esteemed guest, Mr. Muhammad Ridwan bin Nur Hasman. Welcome to the show, Ridwan.
Thank you. That's why he pursue further education, and one of the push factor, the sacrifices macam balik lambat, tengah malam pun buat assignment. So that is one of the push factor lah. I think it's family lah.
And how he compensate that?
So
the loss of time and all that with family.
With me, he will bring me go fishing lah.
So
I'm fond with fishing up to today. I mean, if you ajak I go boat fishing, I would. Sure, by all means. So he will compensate it to spend time with us. So last time he would have a motorbike. So we usually go to the Bishan punya fishing pond. So last time there was a Bishan fishing pond. So I still remember that he would bring me and say, okay, teach me how to catch fish and everything. There's this thing lah, like you dah lupa give the fish fishing
if you give a man a fish, he will eat for
one day. You teach a man how to fish,
he will eat a lifetime.
Correct. Yeah. So that was it lah. So that was the concept that I think I took it on, and fishing lah. It was the one with him, and how he spent time, and not forgetting. To be honest, he wants me to pursue football. Cuma it's just that I think because maybe my tulang tak kuat kot. That's why I cannot pursue so much, because I wouldn't say every weekend, but on weekends that's available, we will go to East Coast, then we would play football lah. Then he would teach me how to defend, how to push the player, how to tackle, how to hit, how to score and everything. So that's the kind of, I would say, compensation lah, bayar balik lah.
And you were in what kind of
I think I was
age at the time?
8-9 tahun, still in the 90s, 99, 98, that range.
When he was playing football, what position was he playing it?
If I remember, he was either centre back or right back. That was the exact same position that I was in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he a tall guy?
Yeah, you see me tall, he's the same height.
Okay.
Yeah, so our jubah semua, he will just pass to me or I pass to him.
Okay, that's good. Okay, what are the things? I'm sure education is one of the things that he emphasized on in all his children.
Correct.
What are the things that he really emphasized on to all his children, and what was his pet peeve? What really makes him unhappy?
I think one of the let's just go on the pet peeve first lah.
Okay.
I think one of the pet peeve is he is very meticulous, very meticulous. And I give an example. So bila dia vacuum rumah, betul macam maha vacuum lah. And you will see the house squeaky clean, really clean. And every time people come like, siapa kemas? My father. I just help sikit-sikit je. So every time when he kemas, right? So we need to follow his instruction.
Wow, okay.
Betul-betul. So for example, macam dia tengah vacuum. Okay, bantal tu sengit sikit. Letak betul-betul, kena under angle dia betul. But he's not that macam OCD kind, but just letak betul-betul. I just want to see it nice. Dah, itu je. Sengit macam-macam mana tak kisah, but as long as it's on the sofa, cannot be on the floor. Because he's tengah vacuum.
Sounds like me. I always believe that if something worth doing, it's worth doing well.
Betul.
Right?
Yeah, so he would really, I would say, his pet peeve would be when cleaning house, semua orang kelang kabut dah, semua orang akan bersih. Tiba-tiba jadi squeaky clean for that whole day. Then my mom said,
He's
"Kecil tolong
particular
ayah."
about cleanliness also.
But very, very,
Oh, okay.
very. And then he's very particular with the the air. So dia beli humidifier, beli air purifier, macam-macam lah. So during that particular period masa tengah kemas, and then when he's vacuuming the floor or even mopping, he mop juga. Okay. Mop vacuum. But most importantly masa tengah vacuum tu, anak dia semua lari lah. Cepat semua buat hal sendiri, kemas bilik, kemas katil, semua je anak soleh-solehah.
Macam signal lah.
Signal tu. So that's like
vacuum
the signal is buka storeroom, keluar vacuum. So that's a signal. Tak payah nak panggil.
Wow.
So
what made him angry? It's like when you
when you don't kemas. Kira macam katil bersirak macam gitu lah. And we need to make sure that we clean lah. It's not that we don't clean, we do, but it's just that during
not
that
his standard.
Not his standard. He said ni betulkan sikit, jangan tepi sikit, macam
okay.
Yeah, it's like that one lah.
So now that you are a father yourself,
so
do you think that is something that you
but personally, okay, because alhamdulillah I got a helper.
Oh, okay.
So I would but I would make sure that my children would, kemas. So like after solat sejadah, kemas, angkat sendiri. Tak payah, jangan suruh bibi. And tempat katil, lipat your selimut. And then macam sampah semua, angkat. Nampak sampah, angkat. Tak payah tunggu bibi. The only time bibi buat is only just to maintain the house. Vacuum semua, alhamdulillah now I got bibi lah. But over time, I would use my own vacuum lah. Yeah, and then I would just vacuum myself. But how I actually reinforce that to my children right now is that to always remind them that whatever that you do, contoh dah lepas solat, angkat sendiri. Dah lepas makan, angkat sendiri. Jangan tunggu bibi. So that's the what I'm doing to my children now.
Okay. Alright. Well, back to your father.
Okay. Apa lagi tadi?
Yeah. Earlier on, what he emphasized on in his children, like besides education, of course.
I think apart from education, which is the baseline of everything, he always emphasized on, I would say, the relationship with elders lah. Because throughout the time when he was alive, we would go and visit my grandmother like almost every week. I think building relationship with the elders and ensure that we respect hormat orang tua is very important lah.
Both maternal and paternal.
Maternal and paternal, okay. Yeah. But my maternal grandmother was staying with me then.
Okay.
But she passed on in 2001. 2001. So the only time that we visit most of the time is my paternal. Pasal maternal is staying with me, but she passed on. So basically orang yang datang tengok lah. So we would make the effort like every week or if not once every 2 weeks to visit my paternal grandmother, his mother lah basically. And then I think hormat orang tua, I think above all capitulates everything would be to solat, not to tinggal solat. I think that one is very important. Where it's one of our pillars lah to have a harmonious family. So he always emphasise on, kau dah solat maghrib belum? Kau dah solat subuh tak? Then etc. So he would usually ask, tadi asar tak dah solat? Dah. Belum. Cepat solat. So he would usually kadang-kadang ingatkan kita. Kadang-kadang kita macam teringat suara dia tau. Macam kau dah solat belum? Sekarang dah pukul berapa? Nak tunggu apa? 5 minit, 1 minit sebelum. So these are things that he would emphasize on in a family. Ensure that solat tak tinggal. Ingat that you still have elders. Hormat yang tua. And I think above all is to ensure that everyone solat lah at home lah. That's what he would usually emphasize a lot.
Did he make it a point to solat together, jemaah?
Yeah. So in my old house, we would always jemaah in the master bedroom. So he would usually so we were staying just nearby juga lah. So the house master bedroom was enough to fit all 5 of us. So my dad would be there, and then me and my brother, then my mom and my sister. So that house was sufficiently big enough for all of us to solat together in the master bedroom. So I still recall, like Maghrib, he said, okay, solat together. Usually he would try to Maghrib solat together because Zohor Asar is kerja mah.
Right.
Then Maghrib Isyak is usually they can do together. Then Subuh is on time on target. Korang bangun, make sure korang solat Subuh. Itu je. Dah.
Okay.
So
when he balanced up the educations in school and also maybe religious classes, did he make the children attend extra classes?
So myself and my siblings, we attended madrasah classes at I think madrasah kat Amukyo, Masjid Amukyo, what is it called? Amutakin. Yeah. So we would do our now it's known as Life. Back then I'm not sure what was it. Tak ingat lah. But I know madrasah. Tahu every Saturday we would ciong. Pagi-pagi kena pergi, and then just duduk lah dalam kelas lah. And so he would balance out the duniawi and the ukhrawi. So the balance between the two is quite significant actually, because the focus is you need to make sure that you have formal education in Singapore, and then you need to understand the basis of you as a Muslim. What do you need to do? You need to solat, and then you need to puasa, etc. So the emphasis on these two were there throughout our life, and so that we know that we need to do this, and because it's not just by him saying, but because this is by the command of Allah, where we need to solat and we need to puasa, etc.
What makes you think the lessons or the directions or the guidance that your late father had dished out, what makes you think they are effective? Is it because you are good children, or is it because he has his own way of addressing it or making it stick to each children? Because each children, they are different, right?
Correct, yeah.
Although from the same family.
Betul, yeah.
Yeah. So if you can remember any stories of how he approached certain children with certain traits, certain characters differently than the others?
I mean, one of the significant, obvious in my family would be we have 3 siblings, right? And then how he approached each one of us differently is based on he see the level of I would say back then we had express, normal acad, and normal tech. So in our 3 siblings, right, it's literally express, normal acad, normal tech.
Oh, okay.
Literally,
It goes in that order.
Yes, really, in that order, really. And my sister would be in the express class.
Okay.
I'm in the middle.
Okay.
Then my brother would be in the normal technical.
Right.
But they have their own respective education journey and on their own lah.
Right.
And then myself is I'm in the middle. So I'm either not there and I'm not there. Aku kat tengah-tengah lah. So basically, how he handle my siblings is based on the level of the realistic situation that they are in. So for example, my sister, she was doing MDI's diploma back then. So he would support her from that angle. And then my brother, he has passion to do, back then he has passion to do fitness training and had passion to do, some sports activities lah. So he would sit down with them and then talk to them about the realistic situation of what is their possibility of pursuing in that field. So how he treats us differently is he look at the level of I would say probably
maturity, intelligence.
I would say I wouldn't say intelligence or maturity. I would say at the level of understanding of where they can go next.
I see.
So he is quite
potential.
Sorry?
The potential.
The word is potential. Yeah, to see the potential of the individual, and then how he can guide them to make sure that that is the way that you can go, or if you go this way, what's gonna happen, and he will make you think. He will make you think. So if you don't pursue, for example, you have a diploma in, you have a course in front of you, be it diploma, NITEC or higher NITEC, you have an option of business studies or biomedical science. So he would sit down with you and he would ask like, okay, look at business admin, what are your perspective? Look at biomedical science, what's your prospect, job and everything, opportunity. So that's what he did with his children. So if you don't have diploma, what are you going to do? And then they will sit down and they will talk to my dad. Same thing for my brother and my sister. Right. So he does that the same way to me, and that's where we think and then we act accordingly, and then he will support along the way. If he feels that it is not something that is not going to turn out right, then he will, just tell us, okay, you might want to reconsider. So, yeah.
So your dad is your late dad. Can we call him a very street smart person?
Yeah, I would say very street smart, because it's not easy to get to where he was today without formal education.
Right.
You need to know what you're doing, you need to read the room, you need to understand.
So you and your siblings cannot bullshit him lah?
Yeah, in other words. Yeah. Tak boleh goreng in other words Tak boleh goreng. In other words,
so let's share some stories. I'm sure you have a lot of stories that you try to goreng him, right?
So one of it was that he keeps saying like, kau tak boleh tipu dengan penipu. It's a term lah. Kau tak boleh tipu dengan penipu. And so to be honest, so one of the things is I was not a good person. I can safely say that I'm not a good person. And why I say that? Back then, when I was young. Okay. So, because kadang-kadang kita Saturday ada bola kan. Right. Ada bola kawan. And Saturday ada madrasah. Okay. So faham je lah where I'm going from lah. Yeah. So dalam bag ada boot, ada jersey tu seluar semua, nak main dengan kawan semua. Sekali sampai, kau dah pergi madrasah? Dah. Check bag. Ni apa? So yeah, I mean dia tahu anak dia lah, so you can't BS me lah. So that's one. Then I think the other one was actually there's some of you lah, but so far alhamdulillah, every time when I got my results, I'm happy to show him. I think I'm happy, but I'm not sure whether he's happy or not lah. But of course he dah agak-agak what kind of level I'm in, and dia ni confirm tengah-tengah, boleh make it, tak boleh make it. So maybe from the angle dia dah ada set expectations. Maybe he has his own expectation of his own children, but he just doesn't say it, doesn't show it. So that's one of it lah. Like kena tangkap, tak pergi madrasah.
You see the advantage of being street smart, and you cannot, kau tak boleh tipu dengan penipu. The advantage to it is that you can always use his knowledge, his experience whenever you need some advice. Right? So correct. I'm sure you have come to a certain point in your life where I need to seek my father's advice. Because he knows better.
Correct. Yeah.
So you had experiences like that, right?
Actually I had once when I graduated from, I wouldn't say graduated in secondary school, when I finished my secondary school. Then I think I had an option of NITEC courses. I think back then in early 2000 is either you go Sec 5, retain, or ITE for non-academic students. So I have to go to ITE or retain. So retain because my vice principal wants me to continue playing rugby for the school. But I don't want. So I feel like I need one more year. Then imagine if I fail again, I have to go through another one more cycle. So for what? So I'll just move forward. So that's where I asked him, so what should I do? Should I retain because I feel like playing rugby again? Or should I focus on my studies? So he said that's why that was my first official advice without me realizing lah. So I sat down with him. I still remember dekat rumah, I said down, result dapat macam gini dapat 12 points. Macam mana Then he's like, what are the courses you have? So back then I was really into sports. So you name it. If you need me to run 800 meters, usually zonal champion and everything. So semua zone lah. So lari, football, rugby, semua, everything is me. Back then. Sekarang tak dapat lah. Sekarang sini dah macam bola lah. So back then it was just that, playing sports and everything. So I told him that my passion is in sports and I want to play professionally. So back then I was with Balestier Khalsa under 16. But bila I join, the coach dia kena buang, and then kita sekarang tak ada coach. And then we were coachless for 6 months. And then the new coach comes in, and then he brought in new players and gedebak-gedebuk. So initially I wanted to play football. So I told him, okay, can I look at fitness training? Budak-budak kan, so my angle would be like, oh, fitness training, they will help you with the fitness, and then you can actually be, keep yourself fit, and then you can play football, etc, etc, etc. So when that happened, I realized like, I don't think this is what I want to do lah. And then I asked my dad. So he said, okay, is this what you want to do in the long run, in the long term? Then fikir balik, dah 30 lebih, takkan aku nak buat fitness lagi because I know that I'm not the kind that is consistent. And confirm macam tak consistent lah. I would say that tak consistent. So I told him, this is my another choice. And then he looked at it, and then he tell me, okay, why not we look at the angle where you have a skill that you can be equipped with, that you can use in the long run, in the long term. So that's where we look at certain NITEC courses that is admin. So remember, he was an office boy, and then he does clerk, and then etc. Paperwork, admin work. So he was doing it, and then he was telling me that why don't you look at something that is more general? Then once you go higher, then you can specialize.
Right.
So I started off generalizing. I started off generally as a NITEC Service Skill Office. So that's why he told me, kau belajar, make sure you capture all the relevant skills and knowledge in that NITEC Service Skill Office. Then from there, you look at what options you have. And when I choose my ranking, it was also based on the industry back then. So back then it was 2006, 2007. The tourism, hotel, everything is starting to go up, right? So tourism was actually an in thing back then, 2006, 2007, that period. So tourism was one of my first choice, followed by I think service skill office, and then service skill something I can't recall. So I got the service skill office, which is the general. I think he was very happy lah. Yeah. He was very happy. I can tell from his face. He was like, okay, Ken, then kau complete that, and then we move on. So that is actually a 1-year course. That 1-year course, if you don't complete, you need to it's either you go NS and then or work. NS or work lah. For females is automatically work. So you have to make or break that 1 year. So that 1 year I chong lah. chong, and then pursue to higher NITEC. And again, when I received the results for my NITEC, he was very happy. So alhamdulillah, the first semester I got top 10%. Wow. Have to, because nak kena chong. Yes. And if I don't make it during that NITEC, I wouldn't be where I am today lah. And bila chong tu, the second part tu, maybe I was still young. That time masih young and wild. I would say young and wild in ITE back then. So the second part I jatuh sikit, but tak jatuh sangat lah. So I graduated 3.656. I remember NITEC 3.656. That was just nice to go into higher NITEC, because the amount of competitors you need to fight with. For higher NITEC, you have to fight with O levels. You have to fight with NA levels that can go to higher NITEC. Because once I graduate, right, the following year they changed the streamline already. Like those NA students, you can proceed to higher NITEC directly. So I had to fight with them, and then I had to fight with other progression students. So there's a lot of competitors. So 3.5 is kira macam the safe zone lah. But 3.656 is kira macam nyawa ikan lah. Nyawa ikan. So when I received the cert, I told him, okay, these are the courses that I'm looking at higher NITEC. And then he looked at it. Then I tell him, okay, I want to do admin. Kau dah ada admin, kau nak buat admin apa lagi? Then I say, look at what you are interested in now. Because you do something that's general already, look at what you're interested in. Okay, so back then in 2008, events was booming. I think F1 2008. Yeah. I still recall, because I was the first IT. That was the one that I was interviewed by Berita Harian. I think I still have that piece of paper under my name, I recall. So that made me decide to pursue in events management through his advice, and which he said that, okay, the event industry is booming, and then there's higher NITEC in events management. Go lah. So that's why I am. And then once I graduate from ITE, pergi Poly pun sama. Poly, ITE, Higher NITEC, I didn't do that well. But just nice, I got 3.0 plus my CCA 0.2, 3.2 lah. Tahu 3.2. Just nice to go to Poly, and then there's option of hospitality, admin, and tourism. So I still remember my first two choice were Ngee Ann and Singapore Poly. I think business admin and tourism at TP. Then third choice was RP. RP I was doing hotel. So that was also through his influence to complete my diploma. And actually my goal was to complete my diploma before his age. Right. So remember I was sharing that he completed his diploma in his 30s, 40s, right? 30s plus 30s plus. So
kalau tak ada malu lah.
tak ada malu lah, tak boleh say. So I think I was, because I went through the IT route kan. So I punya journey is slightly longer. So I got my diploma officially at the age of 23. So I action sikit lah. He was there. He, to be honest, he attended IT graduation he did not attend. IT did not. But diploma he did. That was his proudest moment. Yeah, he sat in front. Padahal semua duduk semua depan macam macam mamak scholar. Macam anak ni mamak mana je. He sat in the, I think, second row ke first row. Yeah, he was there.
It's a proud moment for him.
Yeah, it is.
See how you got there not only through his advice, or rather you got to where you are now also.
Yep.
It's actually through his vision, don't you think?
Yeah,
he has really visualized this, what's going to happen.
Yeah. Not that
looking at your potential, looking at your strength, your weaknesses.
When you mentioned it that way, that's very correct. Actually, I would say I would agree. I think he had envisioned this where, because it took me 10 years before I pursued a degree. It took me 10 years because I was trying to find like what kind of job I want to do, what kind of field that I want to study on, and I'm still searching. So it took me 10 years to decide on what I want to study on. So he probably envisioned that when I started working in social service sector, and then he felt that actually you can do more lah. So that's where doing my bachelor's now lah. Yeah.
Okay.